off the weed. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. That's terrible.
Welcome back to a highly anticipated episode of Around the Clock Podcast. This is episode 8. I am your host, Dom, alongside of my other hosts, Brandon and Gary. Brandon, the entertainer, and the illustrious, amazing Wayne.
Thank you so much.
Been a long time, not on purpose. We have lives. We're a little busy. It's tough to get connected, but we still want to put something out in the podcast space for those to tune into. So how's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Merry Christmas.
Well.
Merry
Hold on a
Christmas.
second, man.
Yes.
He talked about this coffee place like it was something amazing.
Yes.
Never heard of it.
And he look at his order number. He ordered number 30. And now he got that at 10 o'clock.
No, I got that at 9. I got that at 9 o'clock.
Even still.
They weren't very
Even
busy. It's not like Starbucks or something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go in and
Even
enjoy
still,
it.
your
It's a
number
good.
30.
I don't know what time they open.
You should
I don't
be-
know what time they open.
At Starbucks.
Maybe they open
If
at
it-
9.
If it
Nah,
was not a coffee spot,
No.
coffee
Hey,
spots open
hey,
at 5:30.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
On a Friday? It's Friday,
Maybe,
too. Oh,
maybe,
man.
maybe they
Sorry.
ran out of numbers and started
Starbucks,
over.
you number 1030.
Okay, but what it's a good coffee.
Bro, I remember going to Starbucks when I worked on the plaza at 5 in the morning, and it was like 20 people in line.
Okay, that's
So,
fair
man,
enough. That's fair enough. This place is very good. Okay,
It's more about the aesthetics, apparently.
right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not
exactly.
And they're not,
It's not just a drive up.
they're
and
not,
get you,
they're not looking
get
for
your shit and
the
leave.
profit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man.
This is a neighborhood.
We ain't plugging it.
friendly.
We ain't plugging it.
No.
Hold on.
No.
But
That's not on
he tried to plug it to us.
At least some in Missouri, Summer Moon Coffee.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, we're going
What are you doing? We're editing
I
that
can't.
part
Is
out.
that illegal? Or?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
I got a Mocha
waiting-
Moon
Dominic's been waiting to use
Mocha Moon Latte. That's what it's called.
Also, wasn't sure what button I was pushing, all right? All right. This episode is brought to you by Rain Storm Clean Energy. I am highly...
He can't do that. That's no different than what I did.
Like we literally
I
have timeout.
I am highly hungover. So again, this is a lifesaver. Shout out to our sponsor.
We gotta edit
No, it's
that.
not. They're not our sponsors. They're not our sponsors.
All right. Shout out to Baseballism.
Baseball is
That is a sponsor of the show. Legitimate. Ignore everything you heard before
Baseballism
that.
is watching this. They're gonna be pissed. They're like,
think-
who the fuck are all these us?
I think at Baseballism offices they drink Summer Moon.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Baseballism would be upset if we got a Monster.
No,
that's a big company.
They wouldn't be up.
It's a big company. So shouts out to Monster if you want to sponsor the show. Happy to continue drinking.
Monster owns Rain.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't know Monster owned Rain.
Yeah.
Well, we
I
gotta-
thought Rain was his own like entity. Like
We gotta
its
be.
own-
we gotta be sure of that
you know
before
how-
we put that information out.
that they own Rain.
Yeah.
It's a Monster beverage. I'm 100% sure. I drink, bro. I live and breathe energy drinks. Trust me, I would know.
That's not a good thing.
It's not, but I need it.
Well,
I'm not proud of it, but yeah. Just say it anywhere. Anyways. Let's get to it, man. What do you boys want to talk about? Let's
First
just
thing
get.
that came up in the
See,
what you got?
Monster Beverage Corporation, Rain
All right.
energy drinks.
is owned by Monster.
Nice.
I'm 2 for 2 on the buttons. Man, let's talk football.
Okay.
Anybody watch the game last night?
I did.
First
I
of all,
did
first
watch
of all,
it. Yes.
First of all, hold on. I'm sorry, Tom. We're gonna get to those games.
Okay.
But I just want to get this out of the way. Get another applause for my brother over here
Oh,
for making
yes.
it to the fantasy football for our fantasy league.
Yes.
He made it. He is the commissioner.
Yes.
And
yes.
it's been a while since he's made it.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
2015, right?
Yeah.
2015 was the last. This league, our league's been together since
Well,
2011.
also comeback player of the year. You were in last place last year.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. It was
you finished dead last.
it was a big rebuild.
And guess who was in first last year?
You were.
And guess who was in last this year?
We had a
Well,
switcheroo.
Who was in last the year before that?
I don't know who was.
You were.
No, the year before last.
You were in
I
last
think
place.
you might have been.
You were the last or second to last. You and
Yeah.
Steve
I
were
think I
in
was
the
second
bottom.
to last. I think
Maybe.
Steve was last and he quit and he stopped.
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, but Steve didn't count.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you were practically last.
I was basically last. But I went from worst to first, back to worse again.
And now I'm
next
worst
year,
to first.
I'm already setting my team up to be in first
Okay.
next year. So
All
it's
right.
I was an injury prone team. I started winning games when it was too late.
Yeah.
I think I've won 8 games now, but again, too late.
Yeah.
Didn't make it, but again, shouts out to Gary. Christian McCaffrey really held it down for him this year.
Yes.
I
I can always count on him. It's
58. Brandon might be able to Google it, but it's 58, 50. It's 50 something, high 50s of fantasy owners that are in the championship have Christian McCaffrey on that team.
Yeah.
Which is a big number.
Yes.
It's about over half. So anybody that doesn't know fractions.
Yes, it was a long off season of rebuilding and trying to manage the team. But we made it here, and we had a game yesterday, which I had the Browns defense and Breece Hall, which looking like a league winner. So
yeah, Browns defense really put up some crazy numbers. I also saw not to steer off of fantasy, but I saw something interesting on Instagram the other day of the 49ers curse, and it was talking about when they score 17 points. They have to score 17, but when they lose and they score 17 points, somebody gets injured. So it was like it was an image of the Browns.
what?
The Browns beating them, and they only scored 17 points, 58%.
58.
And Deshaun Watson went out for the year. It was the Bengals beating them, and they scored 17 points. And Joe Burrow was out for the year. It was another quarterback. And then it was almost Lamar Jackson, and then they showed the clip of him tripping over the ref. But they scored more than 17 points. And thought that was interesting.
Oh, okay. That is a rabbit hole.
Yeah. I wish I had more information on that. I don't. Again, very hungover. Gotta be honest with you. Don't sit out and drink very late, kids, on a Thursday night.
Yes, this is during the week as well.
I'm off all week though.
There you
I'm on
go.
PTO.
Yeah.
I was off.
You know what they call PTO? What I call PTO?
What's that?
Prepare the others. Because I will not be showing up. All right. Prepare the others.
But yes, going into actual football itself,
Let's talk. You want to talk MVP?
we can talk MVP. To me,
Because I've had some heated debates over MVP talk.
Okay.
Because a lot of casual fans, and this is actually coming from a guy who I thought knew football. I thought he was a good football head, you know. He still believes that Tyreek Hill and Christian McCaffrey should be MVP of the league this year, and I'm going to say I disagree with that because neither of them are doing anything that's unheard of. Tyreek Hill was on pace, but he's not going to get 2K. Christian McCaffrey's on pace for like a little over probably 2,200 all-purpose yards this year.
Okay.
Which is that's a great season.
Okay.
I will give him that. But Lamar Jackson is playing the best football of anybody right now.
But here's my thing. If they're not doing anything that's unheard of, what quarterback is doing something that's not unheard of?
but again, it's a quarterback. Nobody wants to admit it, but it's a quarterback trophy. So you need to be doing better than the best quarterback in the league. And Lamar Jackson has won 12 games. He is
Okay.
the numbers again. I agree with the guy when he talks about numbers. Lamar Jackson's numbers are not great, but when you watch the film, Lamar Jackson is playing the best football of anybody right now in the league. That to me, that's MVP. Without Lamar Jackson, that team is not 12 wins. I think without Christian McCaffrey, without Tyreek Hill, those teams still win. Not nearly as much, but they still win.
That's tough.
I will say for the 49ers, probably not as much. I think that the Dolphins could probably figure it out. Without Tyreek, they're still a fast team. I mean, nobody wants to talk about Raheem Mostert, but he broke the franchise record for the most touchdowns in a season.
Yeah, you've been killing.
He's got 19 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of that came in like 2 games.
Dude's got 19 touchdowns. Like that is unheard of. You know, it's not unheard of, but that's not common in an NFL season.
Right.
Pulled up the stats. CMC.
well, yeah, I'm really.
But
just comparing.
the impact that Tyreek has on a game is unheard
But
of.
he's also been shut out in a couple of games. The Chiefs shut him out.
This is true.
I mean, he's beat, and that goes into his 2K, potential that he could have had.
Yeah.
And as a receiver, to win that record, to win that title, you got to go. Like we talked about it.
Yeah. Well, Lamar didn't start off so hot,
He did not.
and I mean, his rushing numbers are up there. They're good. I think he's got 700 or 800.
He's almost at 800. I pulled it up the other day.
Um,
Also, I saw a funny video. I think were you on to send the video in the group chat of the Lamar? It was like when you're playing against Lamar Jackson, he's running and the dude goes to the pump fake.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
He's black. Why are you going for the pump fake?
He's gonna run. He's running.
I mean, this is just a down year for.
Oh, it's down here for quarterbacks.
I can't imagine if we go look back in time, like let's just say he's thrown 19 touchdowns right now,
I think he's throwing 8 or 9 picks.
and he has 2 more games left.
Mhm.
Let's just say
He might eclipse 4K.
He get four TDs, 4 more TDs or whatever.
I don't
right?
think he's going to clip 4K.
So he get 23. I want to know who's the last quarterback to win the MVP with 23 touchdown passes.
Well, Peyton Manning won an MVP under 4K yards. I don't know how many touchdown passes he had, but I know for a fact Peyton Manning won an MVP off of 3,800 passing yards.
I mean that's fine.
So,
But
I don't know what year that was.
I think last.
But then look at last year. Patrick Mahomes threw for 5,000 yards last year.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the numbers he put up last year, like it was ungodly.
You don't have to have a better year than the
Yeah.
person prior,
Yeah.
like by any means. But I'm saying this is like
It's a season statistic. I think overall the quarterback position is. But what's interesting is that the quarterback position isn't numbers wise playing at a high level, but there's still receivers putting up ungodly numbers. Like Tyreek Hill is going to finish the season with 1,800 yards, and Tua, I don't even know if Tua's got 4,000 yards yet on the season.
He might. I'm sure.
I don't think he does.
I'm
No,
sure he
it's-
probably does.
I
don't know.
honestly,
'Cause I
it
think-
should be. This is the year for a non-quarterback to win.
Yeah, but none of the non-quarterback positions, in my opinion, are doing anything that is going to
But
trump the quarterback.
None of the
play.
quarterbacks
No, they're not.
are doing anything
But-
to deserve outright
Hey.
MVP consideration.
12 wins for Lamar Jackson is going to get him the MVP.
But
Brock
here-
Purdy, he beat the shit out of Brock Purdy.
Okay, but before that game, he was the leading, odds maker for
Until he threw 4 picks.
right. So
Shouts out to Rain.
and it's so it before it was Brock Purdy was number 1.
Which
on
again,
the
I
MVP
don't
list.
think he gets the respect in the league he deserves either. Like Brock Purdy is a good quarterback.
I don't think anybody's getting the
He's
respect
a
in the
he's a
league.
game manager. as-
Okay, so what makes Lamar Jackson more MVP consideration than Dak Prescott?
I think when you look at the film, when I watched Dak Prescott play, look how he played against the Bills.
Okay,
I mean, you put up what they put up 7 points.
okay, but Lamar has had bad games too.
Oh, for sure. But we're talking about now.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about now.
For me-
he had bad games early in the year.
When I watched, I
Lost to the
think
Colts.
that Dak Prescott could be in consideration as well. I think it's probably Lamar and Dak. I think that the MVP race is always determined by the last few games of the season. I feel like that's just how I've always viewed it. Like you said, Brock Purdy was in the running, and after that one game, he's out.
Yeah,
And so Lamar's still playing.
but
at
guess
a
who's
high
in? Guess
level.
who did have who did have a good game that game? Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, he had a great game
And so
for you. For
I
your
mean,
sake.
he had over 100 yards rushing that game. I think he had 1 or 2 touchdowns. He's always a threat in receiving, so he's in consideration for me.
I mean, I think he's up there. I think that maybe because he's not utilized as a traditional running back. Also, could be the Achilles heel for him. Because a guy like Barry Sanders or guys that have gone for like Christian McCaffrey's probably never going to rush for 2,000 yards in a season. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
He just don't get the carries.
Yeah, but he catches the ball. He's a phenomenal. Also, he's a football guy. You ever hear him talk?
Yeah.
Like the dude knows football.
Oh yeah.
Like he did an interview the other day talking about how he went to a private school. And we do this a lot on the podcast. We kind of get off topic, but I saw an interview with him when he was talking about his dad because his dad played in the league too. And he was like, when I was in high school, my dad was like very, very like militant about football, and so he was like, you got to be comfortable before games. He's like, so I would get in trouble for wearing sweatpants to like a Catholic school. He was like, but my dad would be like, how heavy are those pants? You walk around all day. You got a game today. Like he was like, that's how his dad was.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense because now the dude's a stud athlete, and his brother's a dog too, at receiver.
Yeah.
Speaking of receiver and speaking of white guys on the all white versus all black team, once his brother gets to the league, I mean, he'll be all right. Gonna be all right.
Yeah.
That's a conversation we're gonna have later in the pod. The all black versus all white.
I think we should.
I don't think all white stands a chance. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nothing against them, but they just don't stand a chance at all. Like even all time, they don't stand a chance.
Oh, it got really bad all the time.
Yeah.
When people started putting out.
Like when you talk about the bench, like the coaching staff, all whites got it. But talent across the board, speed. I mean,
It's
shouts out to Will Compton and Rashad Mendenhall for getting this going. But yeah, I mean, I think Christian's in the running. He's not going to win it, unfortunately.
I would agree.
He's not going to win it.
He's not going to. It's going to be a quarterback that wins it.
Like it's like when you watch a prize fight or you watch UFC. Like when John Jones fought dude like a year or two ago. John Jones probably lost that fight, but to beat the champion, you got to beat the champion.
Right.
Like it's got to be undisputed.
But this has the potential to be probably one of the worst MVPs in terms of numbers.
Yeah, but look, I mean,
okay.
Because when you look at Lamar's MVP, when he won MVP,
yeah,
I think he threw for like 30 touchdowns. He had like 4,000 yards. Like
he had it on here. It's like
he had actually.
Touchdowns.
I think it was 2019.
No, 36 touchdowns passing, and I forgot how many he had. Right.
Yeah, he probably had almost over 50 total touchdowns that year.
So,
I think it was just under 50, but I don't know where's
right.
the
So this
rushing
is
thing?
like whoever wins MVP, the numbers is not going to look great against everybody else's MVP.
Well, yeah, for sure.
But
especially the last like decade, it ain't gonna look good.
right, and it's just. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna look back and be like, "Oh yeah, he won MVP this year," but look at these numbers. Like, you know.
So I mean, even when Aaron Rodgers won, I mean,
Aaron Rodgers' numbers weren't that great.
but it was his touchdown interception ratio.
his touchdown
the fact that
interception
he
ratio
was
amazing.
Yeah, 43 total touchdowns.
he was managing the ball very well.
36 of them in the air.
Okay.
That's good.
Anything else
Like,
we want to talk about football?
That's, but think about what Tyreek Hill is doing though. He's kind of having he's going to finish having a historic career. He's going to have one of the greatest wide receiving
Top 5.
Oh yeah, for
years
sure.
of all time.
Receptions wise, but what's crazy is that how many touchdowns?
Yards wise too. I mean, like
How
he's
many
gonna be up there.
touchdowns does he have? Does he have over 10 touchdowns though? I don't think he has over 10.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
He has 12 touchdowns.
12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not leading the league in touchdowns by any means, but he's
Who's leading the league?
I mean, dude, I don't know who's leading the league. I can
He's
look that
got
up.
it. Who's got more than 12 touchdowns?
Touchdown receptions. Justin Jefferson, maybe AJ Brown.
No, it might be.
AJ Brown. AJ Brown
Tyreek Hill.
he went on a tear for a while.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe CeeDee Lamb. I don't think they have more than 12 touchdowns. I think he's leading the league in yards and touchdowns.
Let's find out. What we got here, Brandon?
Oh, TDs. It is
Mike Evans.
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
Evans.
Okay.
Then
And
Tyreek.
Tyreek Hill.
How many touchdowns does Mike Evans have? 17?
13.
13.
And 12.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, he is going to go down as one of the most slept-on careers ever.
I don't know.
I
I
think-
can't
I
say
think-
it's slept on. People recognize Mike Evans and his greatness.
But I just think it's again,
Yeah.
he's got the Calvin Johnson effect where it's like he plays for a shit team. You know,
Yeah.
Tampa
Yeah.
Bay was okay. You know, he got it, but he got a Super Bowl.
Yes.
But Baker Mayfield. He's playing okay football. He's actually playing really good football for Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield. But it's just nobody cares about Tampa Bay. Yeah, let's talk football, man. Where do we want to start on? You want to start with Russell Wilson, basically turning his season around, playing really good football,
Yeah.
damn near winning he still has potential to win the AFC West, but not anymore because he's benched. And they're going to cut him.
They're going to cut him in March.
They're going to cut him.
You think they're going to cut him?
Yes,
I saw like a thing that
Okay.
said they are going to cut him in
So
March.
last I heard it's obviously a business decision.
Oh, for sure, they're going to save like
Because they
$100
came to him and they asked him like, "Hey, take this pay cut, and or remove the injury guarantee
Mhm.
that guarantees him $37 million." And rightfully so, he said no.
yeah,
He said no.
You brought the contract
Right.
to me.
we signed this contract. You know, you guys hate when players don't show up or honor their contract
Oh, for sure.
or ask for more money in the middle of a contract or whatever. So no, this is what was agreed upon, and I ain't taking a cut.
Which is also interesting to me in the NFL is that you can sign for $150 million, 5 years, 10 years, 4 years, and they can still cut you.
Yeah,
That's crazy to me.
yeah.
So like that, I don't. Does that happen in baseball or any other sport?
It's
Like,
guaranteed.
sign this con-
Yeah, it
get
could,
cut,
but it's guaranteed.
You still getting your
It's
money.
guaranteed.
You
Every
still getting your
dime
money.
is
Like even these
guaranteed.
coaches that are
Yeah.
getting fired, there's still coaches that don't even coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
Carolina's coach? He's gonna get paid
Yeah.
for the next like 4
The,
years.
the Dodgers can cut Otani, but he's still getting his $700
Yeah,
million.
that to me that's nuts.
Nah.
Yeah, so Russ
fully guaranteed.
and Russ is he was having a really good season compared to what he was
Yeah,
doing
compared to
last
last
year.
year,
He is beating the top dogs. He is.
Yeah.
They won like 7 straight, didn't they?
Nah, it wasn't. I don't think it was that much, but
Who?
they got him
Broncos.
back. I think they're like 7-8 or something like that now. 8-8.
One can say he's having a better year than Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, statistically, he is.
They're about even.
He has thrown the
I'd
ball.
say
He has less interceptions. I think Mahomes
Yeah.
has more yards, but not by a lot. I think Mahomes might have more touchdowns, but not by a lot. I mean, this is just a down year for the Chiefs, man. And again,
But it's a down year for quarterbacks, though.
no,
man.
but it's a down year for the Chiefs, though. I think
I mean,
we
yeah,
can get into the
it's
topic because
a-
Brandon wanted
But
to bring
it's
up.
not just the Chiefs, though. It's a down
Oh.
year for the Bills.
Pat is still beating them pretty good, but
Yeah,
you know what I
but
mean?
Josh Allen
it's
has turned it around.
Right,
He's turned it around.
right. But he's not. His season numbers aren't blowing you out of the water.
Yeah, but the
because-
Chiefs are the only team with struggles because they don't have the help they need. They don't have the guys.
And I hate to say it, but
They don't.
that's by choice.
That's a Brett Veach
That
decision.
is clearly by choice.
I think if I am Clark Hunt, I have a conversation with Veach, and he might get fired after this draft. Bro, I mean,
I would agree. You
drafted a guy in the first round who has played a total of like 50 snaps on the season.
right,
Felix has played like 50 snaps
Right.
in a matter of 15 games.
right.
Like you have 2 games left in the season. Your 30th second pick has played 50 fucking snaps.
we got
You could have got someone else to help this team out. If
we
you
got
weren't gonna
hyped up on Sky Moore. Nothing.
Sky Moore, McCole Hartman.
We got hyped up on Kadarius Toney, which I don't know why, because he ain't never did anything. He has one good year in his total career of football, including college.
He doesn't have one good year.
He had one good. His senior year at Florida was his one good year. He had like 900 yards or something.
I will say Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore and Marquez Valdez-Scantling showed up in the postseason.
Yeah,
You know,
they did.
MVS
That's
is why
what
we won the
matters.
AFC Championship game. Sky Moore scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Tony was the reason why we won that Super Bowl. That punt return was actually
Okay.
set us up to score.
Yes.
But when it comes to the season, the Chiefs lead the league in drops. They have like 38 drops on the season, and that was before the last game. So they might have more now. Offensively, they're not clicking, and I hate to say it, as a Chiefs fan, I think that Mahomes has to step up a little bit better too. I've said in the group chat, I think Mahomes is a fucking crybaby, bro. Like, I hate looking at him on the sideline, bro, calling for the play the way he seems a little too arrogant, and it's like, bro, that rubs off on your team when you get this frustrated and you're not leading these guys. He is not leading these guys.
this
then-
is what I'll say
Like
about that.
the talent is not great, but you also have to be a leader, bro. You've got
This,
to
Right.
step
this
up.
is what I'll say about that. Every great leader has been called a whiner or a crybaby. Have you ever noticed that? Even all the way back to Jordan. Every great leader, when he shows a lot of passion on the court or the
No,
field,
but I think they might be
Tom
shown
Brady
as
was.
No,
Peyton
they were
Manning
they were
disagree,
shown as
but-
they were
but
shown as
here's the thing.
emotional. They were shown as emotional. Patrick Mahomes, this is what he does all the time. Give me the fucking play. He's literally on screen. Give me the fucking play. That's what he's saying. I'm like, bro, come on.
Okay,
dog.
but here's the thing. Like, we all know that famous quote, attitude reflects leadership. But we might have seen an emotional Tom Brady or whatever, but we didn't see that from Edelman. We didn't see that from other players. What I'm seeing, what Patrick Mahomes crybaby, now Travis Kelce's being a crybaby. Now Kadarius Toney talking stupid. Now, so that's
No.
what it's.
No,
Yeah,
that is
it
weird.
is.
The team
I
chemistry.
disagree.
The team chemistry is off by a little bit. But again, if I am the Chiefs, and I don't think this is an Eric Bieniemy problem. It's not an Eric.
It is.
No, because this team went to a Super Bowl with Matt Nagy as the offensive coordinator. I mean, they won a Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure he was the OC when they won their first Super Bowl.
I don't think so.
He's been on
Eric
the
Bieniemy was.
he was
Yeah.
he was
Matt-
on the, he was on the he was the OC when they went to the first AFC Championship game for sure. In 2019.
They've had their best years of Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, but they also
Matt-
had,
Super
they also
Bowl,
had a guy
Matt-
named
MVPs.
they also had a guy
everything.
named Tyreek Hill. They
Matt
had a lot.
Nagy
Now,
has had
last
some of
year-
the worst years.
Last year, you could say statistically as
Patrick Mahomes was the
and
best.
the team
They were the best.
in general.
But
Statistically,
I don't think this is an Eric Bieniemy. This isn't an Eric. I will say it's an Andy Reid issue with the play calling that he does. Andy Reid does a lot of screens, which I fucking hate. He uses Kadarius Toney like he's Debo Samuels. He's not. And he heavily relies on screenplays. That's what he relies on. That's what I see out of this team. They don't have a deep threat. You had Justin Watson, who leads the team in, I think, 20-yard catches. I'm pretty sure Justin Watson's leading the team. But you have a lot of bums out there. I hate to say this
I
about
agree with
professional athletes, but you have a lot of bums on your team. You don't have a guy.
Okay.
And Andy Reid historically does not ever want a guy.
And
he
again,
relies on speed.
That's by choice.
Exactly.
That is
Brett
by
Veach
choice.
and Andy Reid have to
here
make
you
some
go, here you go.
decisions this offseason.
he's used to having. I mean, we can go throughout the history of football, but this man has had some of the fastest human beings and most athletic. Not even just fast, but just super.
But that is what Andy Reid he doesn't rely on stud number one receivers. Getting Terrell Owens was a shock to Eagles fans across the globe.
Well, that's what but I'm saying, but those fast receivers that he's had in the past have been like ungodly athletic and fast with Tyreek Hill and Deshaun Jackson. Like those are two very like.
No,
you just can't. You can't go get those guys out of a draft.
Andy
you
Reid,
can't just like go. It's not going to happen.
Andy Reid is a guy that analyzes like the draft stock, and he's like, okay, this guy's gonna go in the third round, but he runs a 4.2. I think I could turn him around. Deshaun Jackson, Tyreek Hill, like that's what Andy Reid does. But if you look at the way that the NFL is set up now, you have to have a guy, and Rashee Rice, I think, can be that guy, but I don't know if he can be that guy. No. He is a possession receiver. He is a slot guy.
I said he's going to be the guys I named on our group chat the other day.
I'm not a fucking GM. I'm not a head coach, but I'm sorry if I'm looking at that roster and we've had this conversation. There's a guy on that roster that should be getting more snaps, and his fucking name is Justin Ross. Like, I mean, there's no reason why he is not getting more snaps.
He's 6'4". He's got a solid build. He's fast. I don't know what's going on in practice.
Like I don't either, but put him out there. He's better than Tooney. Like
but you just naming just his physical attributes. That don't mean he's going to turn into
it doesn't.
Give him an opportunity.
It doesn't.
Like he obviously has opportunities in practice and ain't doing shit.
That's
with
why I
it.
say I don't know what's going on in practice. But you think Tony just dropping balls in the games?
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
sure.
no.
Tony, they don't have that guy, and that's what.
But that is by choice.
But to your point, the reason why
but when you look at every team in the NFL, they have a guy. Even the worst teams have a guy.
The reason why I bring up the guys like Deshaun Watson and Tyreek Hill, they are the guys that he likes. Those slot, fast ass, little shorter receivers.
Okay,
but he likes them. But they are ridiculously gifted in other parts where they can still be that guy for them. Like Deshaun Watson, the smaller number one receiver that's just super fast, and he found an even better version of that in Tyreek Hill. But you're not going those type of guys do not come every day. Like you can go find.
He also developed those guys. Like Tyreek Hill was not. Like, bro, I remember when we got Tyreek Hill, everybody was like, he won't be better than Dante Hall. Bro, Dante Hall has never eclipsed 500 yards in a season. No. Like Chiefs fans be held up on like.
Dude, I don't know if Tony has ever eclipsed 300 yards.
I don't think he has. Marquez Valdez' best season was 600 and whatever yards. But I think that the Chiefs have to go out and get someone that is a number one target, and they had opportunities to do so. You had opportunities to get.
That's why I said it's a choice.
You had opportunities to get any Odell Beckham at this point. You know, like anybody with some experience, but instead you signed MVS to a 3-year, $33 million deal, which I don't understand. Like there was nothing I saw in him that was like, yeah, let's make him our highest paid receiver, or you could have paid Juju. I would take Juju on this roster healthy.
Or hey,
Tyreek Hill.
You could have paid Tyreek Hill.
Like I mean, there's no reason
because you could have paid Tyreek. You could have paid. You probably. I mean, he had different motives at the time, but you probably could have went after Devontae.
I mean, you could have. I think that the Chiefs don't realize.
You probably could have went after A.J. Brown once upon a time.
They think that. I mean, they could have drafted. So do you realize?
They could have drafted him.
Do you realize who was on that draft board when they drafted McCole Hardman?
Right.
Do you realize who was underneath him?
Hey! You let
DK Metcalf.
You let go of McCole Hardman,
and then brought him back.
And then gave up something to bring him back, and he's not even playing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think the front office has to realize, and I think even fans have to realize that Patrick Mahomes is second, third. What is he now? I don't know. He cannot do this by himself. He absolutely cannot do this by himself, and you're witnessing it right now.
Yeah.
He cannot, like, they're great quarterbacks, can make things happen, but they have to have somebody. They have to have somebody. And again, he's got Travis Kelce, but Travis Kelce is 34 years old. He is having a down year for him. He is having a down year.
He's looking like he's 34 years old.
Yeah, and that's okay.
That's
okay. Yeah. That like he has given you a lot.
Right.
He has been like you have put this man through the ringer.
Right.
He's doing enough to be productive, especially at the tight end position.
I mean, even what he did last, like, bro, he had that bubble screen last week where he ran out for 25 yards. He was a ghost in the.
Okay, but then again, that's one play. But you go back and you look at these games and these play callings. They were down in the red zone and they did a screen to the right to Kelce, went nowhere. Then they called the same play to the left,
That's what I'm saying.
and it was red.
Andy
like
Reid loves these screen plays, and he loves to abandon the run game. I mean, bro, look at Clyde. Pacheco's back now. I'm glad he's doing great, but Clyde had a great game when Pacheco was out.
yeah,
Like, Clyde had a great game.
yeah.
Like McKinnon, he was your leading receiver at running back and touchdown guy last year. He ain't even seen the field, so
Yeah.
I don't understand what goes on. Like when I watched this, I watched the game, and I'm like, all right, you got a lot of the guys you had last year, and you're not utilizing these guys this year, and I don't understand it.
Maybe it's Eric B.
It's more, and it could be, but again, Eric Bieniemy isn't doing anything right now. Now Washington was on a streak; they were great. Sam Howell is still a top 10, I think, passing leader right now in the league. I'm pretty sure.
I think Washington is as expected, or a little better than expected.
It's his first year.
They're not a great team. They weren't a great team last year.
No, it's his first
but,
year.
But for him to have Sam Howell looking the way he did,
I mean, the first 5 weeks of the year, everybody was like, "Who the fuck?"
he was
is-
leading the league in
who the fuck-
passing.
Who the fuck is this Sam Howell guy?
Right.
But yeah, the Chiefs need every team's got somebody. Colts got somebody. The Browns have somebody. I mean, everybody's got somebody besides the Patriots. But again, Bill will not be there next year.
I mean,
so
look at
we'll
this,
see what
look at
happens.
I will not.
can't-
I don't know.
mean, I just have the
Yeah, I mean,
top-
look at this.
the top wide receivers up, but like, listen, you got Travis Kelce right here at the bottom, but like, how can Patrick Mahomes, who is the consensus #1 quarterback in the league,
Mm-hmm.
not have a guy in this top 20 list? Like that just sounds stupid, doesn't it? That sounds
It's crazy.
stupid.
It's crazy.
I mean, you got the top 20 wide receivers
Right.
wide receivers right
and
now
also,
in football.
also when you want
And your tight end, who's having a down year, is the only one
Right.
at the bottom of it.
and when
Right.
you want to talk about dynasty, if you want to have a dynasty, Clark Hunt, Brett Veach, and you do whatever it takes to secure that, because that window is not very. It's not a long window.
So
It is
okay,
not a long window.
So here's the thing. This is the same thing that happened in New England. The man wasn't getting enough help. You reach a point where you're like, hey,
Hey, and
I need some help.
Honestly,
Pat,
And-
and
honestly,
I'm looking at the
and-
frustration on Pat. Hey,
and-
he's on a
okay.
10-year deal, but he
Right.
might not stay here.
Right.
I would
but-
start
but-
with this list.
But here's the thing.
I would start with this list and just see who you can
Here's the
get.
thing.
For
This
real.
is what happened in New England. The man wasn't getting any help, right? But the man consistently took pay cuts to get help, and he wasn't getting help. Patrick Mahomes is on a steal. He's
Oh,
on a
yeah.
steal.
No,
he should
I-
be the highest paid every single year.
Yeah.
He take a pay cut to
Yeah.
to make things happen, to get players, and you're not getting players. You're gonna reach a point where sometimes it's like, hey, you didn't go after D Hop, you didn't re-sign Tyreek, you're not drafting well. You did this whole song and dance with Chris Jones that cost us a game.
Yeah.
You like, and I took a pay cut for to get this shit done.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna reach a point where it's like, hey,
I said that at
Some-
the beginning
something's gotta give.
with the whole Chris Jones thing. I was like, what was the whole point of structuring his contract the way you did by stretching it out and really him being an undervalued
Right.
quarterback?
I mean, he's on a
The whole
he's on a
point was
he's on a
that-
he's $35 million a year, I think, isn't he?
I think it might be
50,
40 something.
50,
I think
45 or
50.
50.
The whole
Yeah.
point of doing that was so you can get players. I mean, listen, I assume. I don't know why else,
Right.
or why not
Right.
just sign him to a 5-year, $400 million deal.
And again, when
Right.
you look at the casual fans, everybody's like, "Oh, we don't need Chris. You need Chris Jones." I don't care if he's 29 years old.
I argue with people about that.
Chris
all the
Jones is he is literally a top 5 defensive
like
player
I've never
in the league.
I've never seen people complain when you have legitimately a top 3 and probably not even 3 player at that position, and you
Yeah.
complain about that.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding
You
me?
have a top
Oh,
5.
he's no Aaron Donald.
you have a
Well,
top-
fucking ain't nobody know Aaron
You have
Donald.
a top. You have a guy.
Right.
You have a guy who is a top 10 all time at that position. Like
Right.
all time,
He
Chris
might be,
Jones,
yeah.
He might be top 5, honestly.
Yeah.
like
He's
Chris
definitely
Jones.
probably
Chris
top
Jones
10.
is one of the
Dominant.
best players ever to play that position. So it's like when you watch that Detroit game, hey, I mean they made fucking what's their quarterback?
Go.
No.
Jared Goff. They made Jared Goff look like a stud.
Here's the thing that drives me nuts is when
and again, they
is
have
when
a
they
guy.
say, oh, he goes without a sack a game, and like, whoa. Well, he didn't. Where's Chris Jones?
You gotta
been?
watch the
He's been-
game.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta watch the game.
Watch
Chris,
him get
there's-
triple team.
There's
Like,
games. There's
Chris-
games where Aaron Donald don't do anything, but
Chris-
he's doing everything.
But,
Yes.
but again, when you watch the film, Chris Jones, Aaron Donald, Mike, anybody, they're the reason why George Kalafis is getting sacks.
Right.
They're the reason why Nadi is getting sacks.
Right, exactly.
Mike Dana, he's the reason why these guys are getting sacks.
So you wonder why these guys make so much money, like Bosa and Watt and stuff.
Because they cause trouble.
And they should be getting 20 sacks a year. Those sacks those other players are getting are their sacks.
They're getting assists.
yes.
And again, Chris Jones is out there. He's around the ball. And again, back to the Chiefs, you have a great defense. You've put together a great defense. Spags has put together a great defense. It ain't gonna be great for very long because these guys are young. These guys are gonna want to get paid.
They lost a game
something.
where the guy did not complete a pass
After the first quarter,
They
lost a game where the defense put up 2 scores.
Yeah.
I mean, you lost to a team that put up 20 points. That's not tough. You were
and Chris Jones had a good game.
Hold on. Let's talk about that real quick. Hold on a second.
And we got to talk about a lot of other things. But
Yeah.
we've been on the Chiefs for a while.
But if I ever, I would never. If somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, man, the Chiefs, I'm guaranteeing you, they're gonna lose this game," and after the first quarter, the Raiders quarterback won't even complete a pass, I was like, "Shut the fuck up, get out, man." How in the hell is that possible?
How does Devontae Adams feel right now? Because I know that guy. I know he got
He's got to
paid,
be frustrated,
but I know he wants to win, man.
He's got to be frustrated.
You got Jimmy Garoppolo on the bench. You got Devontae Adams, who is where's he even at right now statistically? He ain't even on this list, which is crazy. Is he?
Who?
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams? No, he's not on the list.
That's crazy.
It's kind of crazy right now. He's not on the
Like
list.
that's and again, like that's an embarrassment. That's an offensive problem when you can't put up like, bro. I watched that Packers game. The Packers are one of the youngest teams in the NFL, and I brought them up in the group chat. I think their average age on offense is like 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jordan Love is the oldest player, or AJ Dillon is the oldest player, and he's 25 on the offense, 25 or 26. Like I watch those guys create separation. I watch those guys get open and make plays, and I'm like, why can the Chiefs offense not do that? And I'm like, is it a wide receiver coach problem? Is it an OC problem? Like what is really going on here that these guys can't make anything happen?
He's right. He's right. Actually, I missed him. He's right above Travis Kelce.
Yeah, which is not good.
Travis Kelce.
He literally, we did a podcast episode. He was on the list of
He'll
the
get
top
1,000
5.
yards. He's at 972. He'll get 1,000 yards on season.
He's frustrated, man. So and what's interesting, man, the AFC West is not, or the AFC in general is not. We thought it was a shoo-in for the Chiefs. We thought this would be the easiest year for the Chiefs, and it's turning out it's not to be.
I mean, they'll still make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, they'll make the playoffs,
And it's all about what you do when you get there.
for sure.
So I mean, we've seen teams like the Giants. I think they're like 9-7 or something. And they ran off and won Super Bowl.
This
It happens.
team's not winning the Super Bowl, but
Yeah.
they'll be in the playoffs. This will be the first year Mahomes plays away.
I can't say. I think every team that goes to the playoffs has a chance to win Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean Andy Reid will dial up a little bit more. We don't see a lot of what we see in the regular season and the postseason from Andy Reid.
Yeah.
But I don't see this team beating Baltimore. I don't. This team struggles against the run.
Hey, it's any given Sunday, man.
They struggle to score, man. You
Honestly, in the
gotta
AFC especially,
put up points, man.
because there's a good chance that the Bills can go in as a 6th seed. I truly believe this year in the AFC, it's
a coin toss.
It's literally
and that's,
anybody.
that's just what it is.
I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised
Okay.
if we make it in as a Colts, if we make it in as a 7th seed. I won't be surprised if we go AFC Championship.
Okay,
because
what separates it during the playoffs? Defense.
Mhm.
That's what separates it is defense. You get to that just like in baseball. What usually separates you is pitching or your relievers.
Speaking of baseball,
Not before you go to baseball. In this this conversation, shouts out to Antonio Pierce.
Yes, he stepped up.
He has
stepped
turned
up.
that team around, built confidence.
There's a change of culture.
There's a big. I mean, he got practice squad players on the sideline. Like, hey, shouts out to him.
Yeah.
He deserves whatever they're going to give him.
He deserves
next
a
year, or
chance.
better. Yeah,
Yeah, he deserves an
Like,
opportunity.
he definitely deserves to be the head coach for the next 5 years of that team, and he deserves to at least start the season as head coach.
they probably will.
I don't see why not.
I think the formula that they've had before just is not working.
I mean, I don't care what you say, but as a Raider, you beat the Chiefs for the first time since 2020.
Yeah.
Like that's a big deal, and like you beat a team, you beat the Super Bowl winner last year.
It was ugly. I don't know how, but
exactly.
a win is a win.
You beat a team when your quarterback didn't complete a pass for 3 quarters.
For 3 quarters.
I mean, so now you're talking we're a quarterback away.
You know what? I think it was the Chiefs many years ago. not many, but who lost the game against Tim Tebow
Yeah.
when he like completed 2 passes.
Bro, the Chiefs have lost some very embarrassing games. Tim Tebow,
Yes.
the no punt game. They lost to the in the wild card. They lost to the Steelers, who didn't complete a touchdown. They only scored
yeah,
field
it
goals
was only
that game.
field goals. Yeah,
Hey, you remember when the
They lost to
Chiefs-
Marcus Mariota, who completed a touchdown pass to himself.
Remember when the Chiefs had like I think they got the record or something. I can look it up, but it's like they went 13 games in a row without throwing a touchdown pass to a receiver.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
Travis
remember
Kelce.
that.
Travis Kelce was the
Yeah.
only one that scored a
Yeah.
touchdown.
Yeah,
It was
that was
only-
that was Alex Smith.
Yeah.
It was Alex Smith, but yeah, it was like 13. I believe I might be wrong about the number, but I'm pretty sure it was 13.
It was a lot of games.
It was 13 games in a row without a wide receiver catching a touchdown.
Yeah, it was
like
crazy.
which is like
Yeah.
unheard
Again,
of this age.
You
of
go back and
football.
look at that roster. You had Chris Conley. You had Junior Hemingway. Shouts out, that's my guy.
Wasn't Macklin on there?
He was at one point he was a part of that team. I don't know if he's part of the year that we didn't
Yeah.
score, but I mean you had guys that weren't that good. Unfortunately, baseball. Anything about baseball? You want to talk about baseball?
You got to talk about Shohei Ohtani. That's the only thing
Yeah.
you talk about in baseball.
$750 million.
That is easily the most team-friendly deal I've ever seen in the history of sports. In the history of sports, even the sports that don't have teams, tennis, golf, that is the most friendliest contract in the world.
Bro,
and I do mean world. Japan too.
can we talk
this man hooked the Dodgers up, and then hooked his friend up in Japan.
Look, this friend who's never thrown
Yes,
a major league pitch.
yes, and say, hey.
He's never thrown a
Hey,
major league pitch.
I'm going to take this back pay, and go ahead and make room for your $300 million.
Yeah. Pay me $2 million a year. Bro, and the people don't realize, like,
And this man didn't even have to move.
this man, bro, this man was and I think we had the conversation, to the casual fan, nobody knew who he was. A lot of people didn't know who he was to the casual fan. But he was the best player in baseball for the last 3 years at least.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
5. At least the last 3 years, he's
Yeah.
been the best player in baseball. And he's been in the largest market in baseball
Right.
with the A's, with the
The
Angels,
Angels.
the Angels, and then he signs to the Dodgers, and suddenly he's a superstar. Like nobody talked about this man. He's not but I mean he's
Well,
still,
okay,
he's at
casual, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he's at
yeah.
games now. He's being talked about more. He
Yeah.
is. I'm sure his Instagram followers.
Which is
grow.
one of the, I don't know if you remember in the group chat. I thought that was freaking hilarious. Is that he's going on this LA tour, holding up like all like Lakers jerseys and stuff. This man been in LA for 5 years. You know? He's been in LA his whole time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's funny to me.
Wow. Thing is, Los Angeles and Anaheim. I mean, they're
Anaheim
It's a little-
is literally
it's like a
it's still
suburb.
Los
It's
Angeles.
20 minutes outside the city.
I don't even think it's that.
The Chiefs,
Like-
the Chiefs technically play in Kansas City, but it's like Raytown. I mean, come on.
Right.
I mean, it's interesting, and I think it's again. This is gonna sound bad. We're gonna edit this out, but I find it interesting that the best player in baseball doesn't speak English. I don't think his friend speaks English.
No,
either.
neither one don't speak
like
English.
these are the best players in baseball
Yeah.
that don't. And again, you want to talk
But
about the all white team?
you know what?
The all white team is shrinking in every sport.
The thing about it though, if Ohtani was getting $70 million a year, that might be a steal,
It might be.
honestly, because he's getting paid like a top pitcher, and he's getting paid like a top hitter,
And he's not even gonna pitch next year,
and he's
which
not
is even
gonna pitch
crazier.
next year.
And-
And the
and
thing is, dude, I've never seen somebody throw a complete game, and the very next day bat cleanup and hit 2 home runs.
It's crazy.
It's
What he's-
unheard of.
And-
what he's doing in baseball, honestly, I truly believe that if he was an American player, an American born, the marketing behind him would be a little bit stronger. I
Oh,
truly
yeah.
believe
Oh,
that.
for sure.
I agree.
But
I mean, Stephen A. tried to say something about him. Like, what was that? A couple years ago, when he was talking
Yeah.
about he needs a translator. How's he the best? But I'm like, bro, I know you don't. I know you talk about a lot of sports. Too,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
you
no, he-
really don't watch baseball.
he's definitely the great. If he stays on his pace, there's no doubt everybody will call him the
Well,
greatest baseball
and
player.
what's crazy to me-
just
Right.
to have that moniker alone is hard to do in the sport of baseball.
And I don't- but
dude,
again-
he checks all the boxes.
Oh,
too,
every
dude.
box.
He's a great defender. He's big. He's athletic. You know, it's like
He's a stud, and I don't think people realize, like, when in terms of money, a lot of people don't realize how much money $750 million is.
700 million.
Or $700 million. Like that is a lot of fucking money.
Yes, it
Like
is.
like that is. This man will eclipse $1 billion in earnings.
In 10 years might seem like a long time, but
And baseball is not.
700 over 10 that's a very short period of time for $700 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
And but he's deferring it though.
Yes, he's deferring
deferring
$68 million a year.
He's only going to make $2 million.
So when he gets to that 10,
He's gonna make $20 million over the next 10 years.
yeah,
And then he's gonna get paid a lot of fucking money.
then he's going to get paid his $68 million over the course of that.
But it's
After that 10 years.
it's a smart move because he probably will move and tax
Yeah.
purposes and all that. It
And
makes
then
sense.
another caveat to that is that he has an out as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, so it is also tied to, I think, the president and the GM. You can check that. I think the president and GM has to stay with the team. If they get fired, then he can leave.
Could you imagine if the NFL and NBA started doing deferred contracts? What the league would look like?
NFL would never.
Oh,
I
of
can
course
tell you
they
that
would.
right now.
Roger Goodell ain't going for
They
that.
don't even want to guarantee shit.
Yeah,
So
Roger Goodell ain't going for that.
we ain't guaranteeing now. We ain't guaranteeing in 10 years.
And speaking
So,
of guarantee, man, Zion is the first player in 30 years to lose his guarantee.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
NBA contracts are guaranteed.
Yeah, and that was
That is interesting to me.
That was a loophole. It sucks, but
It just
yeah.
sucks that this guy will not show up and do what he needs to do.
he's playing good basketball.
But it's the weight thing, man.
He's
it's your
playing good
job.
if he puts up 25 points, 5 assists, 7
Yeah, it's a great
rebounds,
game.
whatever.
He's doing great.
He's doing his job.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Now, yeah, he has potential to score 35 and 10, but I and Shaq made a good point. Like Shaq because he was talking about how he had games where he had good games, 25 and 12 or whatever, but he wasn't going hard, and he would get called out for not going hard, but he had a good game.
Yeah.
But it was like, hey,
You can do better.
if you go hard, you could have put up 40.
Yeah.
And he related that to Zion. Like, hey, if Zion got in shape, like, because he's that good of a basketball player, he could be number one.
This is a kid that effortlessly puts up 25 points.
Yeah,
He's been doing it since high school.
yeah.
He did it at Duke. He did it at whatever high school he went to.
Yeah.
Now he's doing it with the Pelicans. Any other sports you want to talk about? Want to get into some trivia? Like I said, I got some confidential.
This is like more than one.
Oh, it's several.
Oh.
It's 4.
All right, let's
Let's start off. I got one
go
for
ahead.
Brandon. Let's get into it, man. Gary's got places to be, things to do. As he said, he works for the fire department, but he doesn't get a lot of off days. Very interesting how he said that. Considering I work Monday through Friday.
Hey, I work Monday through Monday.
All right, we're gonna start
Just
off with
not
some.
all the time.
Got some football questions. Had to write this one down. This was a very hard list to compile because I had to go back and forth on some things. So I cannot confirm the accuracy.
I do want to talk about one more thing.
Yeah, let's talk
before
about
we get to this. Hold
All
on.
right, let's go.
I want to talk about real quick. Just we can touch on it fast. Not too long, I guess. But Randy Moss's comments. That was something that was in the news for a little bit, and I posted it on our chat.
About Tom Brady or
No,
being the
it-
greatest wide receiver.
Being the greatest wide
Oh yeah,
receiver
yeah,
no.
yeah.
of all time.
What-
And he
what-
said, no disrespect to Jerry Rice, but I am the greatest wide receiver of all time. And then there was people out here in media backing him up, but they wouldn't do it with statistics. And even Ocho and other people even go as far as saying, no, forget about the numbers.
Look at the game.
How do you do that?
So I'm gonna say
how
if
do you
you
feel about
if
the
you if you YouTube Jerry or if you YouTube Randy Moss highlights, what's he doing?
Jumping over people.
No, he's catching the
Some
ball.
of the deep balls?
He's catching the ball 50 yards down the field.
Right.
That's 90% of his highlights. To me, that doesn't make you the great. It
But
makes you the
no,
best deep
but
threat.
see, that's
the best
a,
hands.
That's a misconception.
And no, he catches.
Randy Moss ran exquisite routes.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know.
He had
exquisite, but
he had
ran
great
good.
hands, but like you said, the highlights are the 50-yard touchdowns.
And what do we talk about all the time in sports? We talk about it with Tom Brady. We talk about it with LeBron James. Longevity
right,
is greatness.
and that works in Jerry Rice's favor.
Jerry Rice put up 1,000 yards at the age of 40.
40.
Like-
1,200 yards.
Right.
Like at the age of
At
40.
40.
Randy Moss's career
crazy.
ended after 10 seasons. I mean,
Right.
did he play 10 seasons?
I don't know.
Like
I'm pretty sure.
he didn't have a long career. He's not even top. I don't know if is he top 10 in yards of all time.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He finished his career he was almost top 5 in almost everything. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying when I understand his perception, but Randy Moss was one of the greatest. You know, he also played alongside one of the greatest. He also played with one of the greatest throwing him the ball. But when you look at Jerry Rice, man, Jerry Rice did it every Sunday.
Yes, Jerry Rice has the longevity.
He's got the numbers.
He's got the numbers. I hate
He got the work
I hate
ethic.
nitpicking. You know, but when you start comparing greats to greats, that's all it is. It's just
for sure.
It's just nitpicking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jerry
15 seasons by Randy Moss.
Jerry
Really?
Rice.
14 seasons. He
Hey.
missed the 2011 season. He didn't play 2011, but he played.
But yeah,
2012.
when you're comparing greats to greats, you know, you get into that LeBron and Jordan or Kobe or whatever, then you start nitpicking stuff. I mean, they're great. It is what it is.
I agree.
Jerry Rice was kind of force fed a lot.
I will say this.
Yeah.
And
One thing that when you comparing both of them, like right now we're talking about Randy Moss and Jerry Rice.
yeah.
One of the most interesting things that I had to look up, and I'm like, what? Randy Moss broke Jerry Rice's single season touchdown in 2007
With Tom Brady. Yeah.
Single season at 23. He broke it on the 16th game. He got his 23rd touchdown pass.
Mm-hmm.
He broke Jerry Rice's 22 touchdown passes. You know, the season 1988, I believe it was. Hold on, let me look. With Jerry Rice, I believe it was 1988. He set that record of 22 touchdowns. Jerry Rice only played 12 games that season.
That's crazy.
He didn't even play all 16 games that season. Like that's how, and this was in a running back heavy
Right.
Hey,
football league that back then.
That's like the juice. That's like the juice putting up 2K in 14
Yeah.
games. Man.
Yeah.
People don't realize that
Yeah.
video I sent the other
Wow.
day, man. The juice
Man.
putting up 2K in 14 games.
272 yards versus the Lions? I did not know that the juice
In
was
14 games.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey.
No, 1987, year I was born. He put 22 touchdowns up, and he only look at this, man. Look at that, 12 games,
That's crazy.
12 games right there at the top.
And he only had 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Even then, over 12 games.
He only did
That was 120.
like, and I had to go back and make sure like they played 16 games back there because I was like, surely they did. I'm pretty sure they did.
Oh,
and
did they play?
Yeah, they
16
played
games?
the year before. He had 16. He played
Oh,
16
okay.
games the year before that.
Man, that's crazy.
Like, and I was like, bro, like he did. Like, how many would he have had if he played all 16 games? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the dude,
I mean, I think it's 1A, 1B.
The dude-
It's all
his numbers are never
I
going to.
think when you look at overall body of work, talent, size, hands, whatever, Randy might have an edge to some degree. But when you look at longevity, when you look at the accolades, when you look at all that, Jerry Rice kind of it's hard to knock it.
I would not disagree with Jerry Rice being number one. You can make an argument at number two for a couple different guys.
Yeah, for sure.
T.O. being one.
Okay,
of them.
the whole thing was their Mount Rushmore, and Randy Moss said
Uh-huh.
he said his Mount Rushmore is him, Jerry Rice, Megatron, and I believe he said T.O.
Okay.
I believe he said
I would
T.O.
hope so.
Yeah.
I believe he said T.O. That's not my man. That because I and y'all, I know what y'all gonna say, but why in the world? Go look at the numbers. You can grab it right here. Why in the world does Marvin Harrison get left off that list all the time? It makes no sense
I
to
don't
me.
remember Marvin Harrison putting up huge yardage numbers.
He did.
He had a couple.
though.
He had a couple seasons where
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
14. I think 14 or 1500.
But then for some reason they were quiet.
But Marvin Harrison wasn't. But when if you watch the film of Marvin Harrison and you watch the film of any of these other guys, it is
Now,
vastly.
you want to talk about pristine routes.
It is vastly different. Yes,
I
for
agree.
sure.
I agree.
But I would compare Marvin Harrison to more of like a Torrey Holt or Isaac Bruce kind of guy. I don't think he's a T.O. He wasn't a T.O. He wasn't a Calvin Johnson. He wasn't out there dogging guys.
I think I sent you this screenshot before, didn't I? Like of that stretch.
Yeah, 1700.
He had like that 9-year stretch of just
Yeah.
going absolute ape shit.
We did.
And it's just like, but when you compare him to like, it's all the time. A lot of people don't even put him in his top 5. Like he is top 5 receiver of all time.
Statistically, yes.
I don't know.
But what's interesting,
I would put Antonio Brown over Marvin Harrison.
No,
I'll put all those other guys that we named as well.
Antonio Brown don't have 1,400 yards.
that's 1,400 yards.
14,000 yards. Sorry.
Well, he also has
right.
CT. He didn't play long enough.
I don't know how many he's got, but
He had a stretch. But what's interesting, all these guys have played with the GOATs, damn near. Not the GOATs, but they've all played with the top 5 of all
you
time.
almost have to,
Yeah.
except for one guy,
Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson.
He's the only guy that put up numbers, and but
I mean, Matthew Stafford he's great, but
T.O. played with
With
Donovan
McNabb.
McNabb. He played in.
McNabb is a Hall of Famer.
Who else did he play? Who did he play with in Dallas?
Romo?
Yeah, no, he played with Romo, and he played with.
No, he just played Romo.
Okay,
Yeah, I think it was just Romo.
He was in 49ers when Steve Young.
Yeah.
At the beginning of
But he's-
at the beginning of his career, into Steve Young's career, he was.
That was when they were both on the same team, weren't they?
Huh?
him and
Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
He came in. He was Jerry Rice's number 2.
I mean, the man played with a broken leg.
Yeah.
Cannot
that's
ever.
true.
I mean,
he
nobody's
lost.
ever done that. It doesn't matter.
No, actually,
Play with a broken leg.
I think Jerry Rice tear his knee?
When?
I think he tore his ACL and played that same year.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You have to look
Speaking
that
of,
up.
hey, and speaking of injuries, man, and I want to get into these other topics, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers really tore his Achilles.
I don't think so.
I don't think nobody comes back from that. I don't give a fuck what kind of witch doctor he's got, man. Nobody. And also, I'm sick of seeing him on Pat McAfee's show, bro. I am sick of why they
Aaron
have
Rodgers Wednesdays or Tuesdays.
Like I'm sick of
That's
seeing
his
him,
friend.
bro.
That's his
Hey,
buddy.
him
I
and
am
AJ.
sick of seeing
I'm
him.
thinking it's him and AJ Hawk. That's where the connection come from.
Yeah, it has to be
But
because he was a Packer.
yeah,
Like
so-
I'm just like, dude, I fucking hate Aaron Rodgers.
Damn.
I hate him.
Damn.
Dude, I do. I just don't. He's an arrogant fucking asshole. Like I didn't like the comments about.
debate me, Pfizer.
Yeah, like I didn't like that, bro.
That
It's
made
like,
no
bro, what's that
sense.
guy like? He didn't talk about you, Pfizer baby. Like what? Like you're mad that he's playing and you're not. Like you got fucking hurt on fucking. What a day to get hurt. September 11th.
I know,
It's a,
right?
like, you know.
He ran out with the flag. too.
Yeah, like, and you got hurt with it. Bro, I remember sitting. I think we talked about. I was sitting on the couch and I was like, "Oh shit, the Jets are playing. Rodgers about to play." Turn it on. I'm like, "What the fuck? Why is Zach out there? Why is Zach Wilson out on the field?
that happened
Is this a
fast.
package for him? Like, what's going
That
on?
happened fast.
Embarrassing. Yeah, you did all that. You stayed in the darkness for 48 hours or whatever just to come out and tear your Achilles on the first play of the game. Anyways,
All right, I'm sorry.
got some topics for y'all, man. We're going to finish off the podcast with this. Probably should have started. We've talked about starting off with some more interesting things.
Yeah.
But we're going to start out with some trivia.
All right. Let's
This is specifically for Brandon. Gary, you can help him out. Obviously, I can't help out. I know the answers.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not going to want to. You can't Google this.
All right, so this is both of us.
Yeah, both of
We're
y'all.
tag teaming.
Give
this.
me the top 10 receivers in yards for Peyton Manning all time.
Top 10 receivers in yards.
Top 10.
10.
And now do it in
There's a-
order.
No. You just give me whatever. But these are gonna. There's a couple names on this list. I had, and there is a running back on the list.
All right.
I was like, do I want to put running backs on here and tight ends?
Is this
Top-
like? Is
top
this
10
like that? Just the time that they were with Peyton Manning.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go one for one. Let's go. You go ahead.
All right.
We just talked about one. Marvin Harrison,
Okay.
Reggie Wayne.
Reggie Wayne.
That's not one for one, by the way.
Sorry.
Let's start over.
You're talking about my favorite player of all time.
Give me the top 10 receivers in yardage from Peyton Manning during the span of playing with Peyton Manning.
All right. You said
Marvin Harrison.
Reggie Wayne.
Dallas Clark.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's on the list.
What was his name? This is just the Colts?
No, in his career.
His career.
Colts,
Also
Colts,
Denver too?
yeah, Denver too.
Okay. I don't that's only like 2 years.
You'd be surprised.
Demaryius Thomas.
R.I.P.
This one was good. Brandon Stokely.
I was gonna say Stokely.
Yes. Only 1,900 yards with Peyton Manning. So that showed you how slim this list is.
Yeah.
I don't think he was that good of a receiver. Was Edgerrin James on there?
And 2,800 yards.
All right.
I had to write some of these down because the yardage was so slim. I was like, damn, these guys make. I mean, there's a couple guys on this list that are going to surprise you.
Eric, what's his name? Eric
Decker.
Decker.
Eric Decker's on the list. There's one guy on this list that's probably going to blow your mind.
Is his last name Thomas? No, not.
Oh, yeah, Demaryius Thomas on there.
No,
Julius Thomas.
Julius Thomas.
Nope, he's not on the list. Didn't make the list.
I don't think that is it. What was that old tight end back in the day that they came before Dallas Clark? Some Pollard. I can't think of his first name.
It's on there, obviously.
Pollard.
Marcus Pollard,
Yeah, Marcus Pollard.
3,300 yards.
Yeah.
Okay. There was another back though.
Oh, there is a back on the list.
There's another back besides Adrian James.
No. There's only one. Adrian James was the only back on the list.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's only back. on the list.
back. Oh, Wes Welker.
Nope. Didn't make the list.
They're making the list.
Not-
They didn't play maybe
He didn't make the list.
1 year, maybe.
So you've got Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark, Marcus Pollard, Demarius Thomas, Eric Decker, Brandon Stokely, Adrian James. You were missing 2 names.
2 names. Are they all Colts?
One was a Colt and one was a Bronco.
Oh, it's got to be Austin Collie.
Nope.
No, Austin Collie not in there.
Nope. And I don't know how accurate this list is, but I did my best because you gotta. there's no you can't Google this. You gotta like pull up the stats of the Colts, pull up the stats of the Broncos, and look at their all-time.
One was a
leader.
Bronco.
One was a
It's
Bronco.
not Julius Thomas.
No, one was a Bronco, and one was a Colt for a short period of time with Peyton Manning. Very short period of time. Him and Peyton only played, I think, 2 seasons together.
A wide receiver too.
Wide receiver, really good wide receiver at that. Slept on wide receiver, if I may say.
This on you, bro.
One of my favorites.
Jesus.
One of my
It's on
favorites.
you.
Actually,
He was a Colt.
He was a Colt.
This on you.
He was a Colt.
Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, Dallas Clark,
Do you want a hint?
Brandon Stokely. I said Austin Collie. You said no.
Would you like a hint? Would you like a hint?
Yeah, let's give me a hint.
Think of France.
France.
Yeah, think of France.
This guy's from France.
Pierre Garçon.
Yes.
Pierre Garçon.
You would have never guessed it.
Yeah.
I would never guess.
Only
that.
1,900
Pierre
yards.
Garçon
Yeah.
was a nice. He was
Pierre
a nice
Garçon, he was
receiver.
fast.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
slept on receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Pierre
think
Garçon.
he had to finish the season over
He-
10K.
I think he went somewhere else though, didn't he?
He was in Arizona. He played everywhere.
Yeah,
San
he played
Francisco.
everywhere.
I think he played in Washington too.
So who's the Broncos guy? I don't
He
know.
was actually a really good receiver. He only spent maybe 2 or 3 seasons with the Broncos. Played for the Bills as well.
Play for the Bills.
Played
fast
for the Bills.
guy.
Is he a little short guy?
Yeah, short, fast receiver.
Hamilton.
White guy?
He's black. Oh, come on.
I mean, hey, he said Austin Collie, but he wasn't on
Eric
there.
Decker, Dallas Clark. Come on, that's much we can do.
Oh, it's fucking he almost signed with the Chiefs.
He did.
But then
Signed with the Broncos.
ended up signing with the Broncos after Peyton Manning decided to go to the Broncos.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't think of his name.
I remember that happening.
What the hell's his name? Say his name.
Yeah, just
Goddamn,
say
you know
it.
what I'm talking about.
Say it.
Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel
Emmanuel
Sanders.
Sanders,
Yeah, there
yes,
he is.
yes,
Yeah. I was like,
That's a tough list.
yeah,
That is a tough list.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, good
He was
job,
like-
guys.
He was pretty much the number 2 there for a while.
I mean, he put up
put up
really good
numbers,
numbers.
Then he fell off there.
All right, guys. I got a couple other lists.
We got for the content wise, we got to chop that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got 4 more. We don't got to go through all these, but I got one for Brandon
Okay.
because me and Gary talked about this at the Cigar Lounge.
All right.
All right, got another one.
Damn. Oh wait. Tell me. Did I not get invited to this? What the hell?
Can we keep going?
Yeah. Gary's trying to get out. All right, can you give me the top 10 richest sports leagues in the world?
The richest sports leagues?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about this.
You don't remember? Oh, give it to me then. Give it to me. Top 10 richest sports leagues in
Is
the world.
NFL number 1?
NFL's number 1.
Soccer. Soccer's got to be.
No.
Or
FIFA you talking about?
yeah.
No.
Soccer's on the list.
Soccer
it's
in the
English
world.
The English
in the world.
English-
It's not number 2.
No, it's not number 2. You'll never guess number
Well,
2.
he said-
No, I can guess number 2.
I guarantee you will not guess
it's
number
gonna
2.
it's gonna be the what is that? Something whatever live? The
Live.
golf?
No.
Oh,
In
that
the
live golf?
the
No.
Serbian or whatever,
Probably
not
not.
Serbian, but
golf.
what are the ones that was signing everybody, but then the PGA ended up
Yeah, he
Oh,
talking about
Live?
the
No.
Saudi
yeah, Liv.
Arabia.
There it is.
No.
They ain't on that list?
No.
What?
They are not
Well-
on the list. We're talking revenue.
Yeah, you can't.
Who puts up the most revenue? Top 10 revenue driving sports
Oh,
in the world.
NASCAR.
Not on the list.
What?
Not on the list.
NASCAR's not on there?
No.
Wait,
All right.
we going 10?
And
You
look,
said top 10?
yeah, on the list.
10.
On the list. In NBA, NFL,
Yes.
MLB,
Yes.
NHL.
Yes.
NHL,
I'll give you the rest.
NCAA.
No. The rest are soccer's. The rest are soccer leagues.
Jesus Christ! I
But
don't
number
know
2
that.
is not soccer. You will never guess the sport.
Lacrosse?
Second richest sport in the country, and they only play for I think a month out of the year.
Is it lacrosse?
They only play for a month or 2 out of the year.
Hold on. Oh no,
Second richest sport in the world.
it's not soccer.
It's not soccer. It's not football. It's not baseball. It's not golf. It's none of that. You will never guess it.
Is it what I just said?
What?
Lacrosse?
No.
Oh, is it like I don't know, is it something stupid? Is it like some badminton or something?
It's not badminton.
Table tennis.
It's not table tennis. It's played in India, I believe. I'll give you that.
Bollywood dancing.
Is it like that one where you got to
Do you-
scoop the disc on the
Do you,
ground?
do you give up?
India, that's a winter fucking Olympic sport. You talking about curling?
Yeah.
No,
Great sport, actually.
I don't think they got winners in India. Do they?
This sport is number 2 with $9.5 billion in revenue.
You have to tell me.
NFL is 17. So NFL is just top dog.
Oh, they top dog and everything.
This is the Indian Premier League. And would you like to know what sport they play?
Is it bowling?
They play cricket.
Cricket.
Cricket is the second richest sport in the world.
Wow.
And they play, again, they play for 1 year out of the month.
Wow.
And it's only been a sport since 2008. Well, a league.
Cricket actually precedes baseball.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
Well, it's number 2, so yes.
Yeah.
It precedes.
No, I'm saying,
in time.
In time,
Like it started way
it started
back when.
before.
Oh, yeah.
Because the first recorded baseball game. Here's a fun fact for y'all. The first recorded baseball game that's on record is a baseball team versus a cricket team, and the cricket team beat the baseball team like 20-0.
Oh, wow.
No joke.
Yeah, it's also an interesting sport the way they play it. I guess I guess games can go on for like ever, but it's only played for 1 month. I got 2 more lists, and then Gary's got to get out of here. We're gonna start with this one right here. So like I told you earlier, it was really hard to find statistics on jersey sales.
Oh, okay.
So I found the best list I could find.
Okay.
So in 2012,
Okay.
Nike took over the NFL merchandise. Prior to that, it was Reebok.
I think. Yeah.
So in 2012, when Nike inked that deal, can you give me the top 10 highest selling jerseys? 2012. Remember who was playing at that
For
time?
NFL?
For the NFL.
I'm gonna go with Adrian Peterson.
He's not in the top 10.
Andrew Luck?
Number 4.
Well, he just started that year.
He was number
That's
4.
That's why he's top jersey.
Yeah, he was number 4.
Makes sense, I guess.
Tom Brady?
Number 8.
Okay. Peyton Manning?
Number 1.
Okay. There's a wide receiver.
There were two defensive players. There was not a wide receiver in the top 10.
No?
Nope.
2 defensive players.
Two defensive
I'm
players.
guessing both the defensive players are not playing right now.
Absolutely not.
Ray Lewis?
Nope.
Not Ray Lewis. I would have went that route too. Ed Reed?
Nope.
No, Ed Reed. Yeah, Ed Reed was still playing. Yeah.
Yeah. Troy Polamalu.
I was about to say
Number
the same
10.
name. I was about to say the same
Number
name.
10.
as Joe Polamalu.
And the rest are quarterbacks
The rest are quarterback?
outside of the other defensive player.
RG3?
Yeah, I was
Number 2.
RG3. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think who was playing in 2012?
I know.
2012. Romo.
He's not in the top 10.
Okay.
Really?
Big Ben?
Not in the top 10.
Oh.
Romo's number 13.
Okay.
Ben's 24.
Oh, wow.
He's at the bottom of the list. Crazy enough, number 25, Von Miller.
That makes It
was
he
early.
didn't
early.
really go off until
Early
2
in his
years after
career.
that.
Yeah.
2 years after that, he went off.
Well, he
Crazy.
won when he won
Yeah,
Peyton the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know, man. That's a JJ Watt. Maybe.
Nope.
No.
He's a linebacker.
Yeah.
Was a linebacker. One of the greatest of all time.
Brian Urlacher.
Nope. I think he's on this list though. He is not.
So you already said no Ray Lewis.
No Ray Lewis. Linebacker.
Oh, so the other defensive player is a linebacker.
Linebacker. Played in the NFC. Primarily in the NFC. I think he might have played his whole career in the NFC.
And it's not Brian Urlacher.
It is not Brian Urlacher.
Luke.
Nope.
Luke Kuechly?
No.
Yeah.
I think he might
I
have.
guess-
don't think he was
I would-
playing
I
in
don't
12.
I don't think we called him greatest of all time. No.
No.
I mean, he's
He was a stud, yeah.
arguably.
I don't know.
Man, you boys are. I thought y'all knew sports, man. I came with tough
I'm
questions.
thinking
How many
about
more we got left?
linebackers.
So you got Peyton Manning, Robert Griffin, you've got Andrew Luck, you've got Tom Brady, and you've got Troy Polamalu.
Thanks.
We got 5 more left.
We only named 5 so far.
The rest are quarterbacks, man. Think quarterbacks and think of it a linebacker, stud linebacker, primarily played in the NFC. I think he might have played his whole career in the NFC. He was a dog.
Okay. Phillip Rivers.
Not in the top 10.
Hey,
Think of 2012. man.
Breeze.
Drew Brees.
Not in the top 10.
Jesus
What the
Christ.
fuck?
Honestly, crazy enough, every quarterback on this list that's not named, or they were pretty young quarterbacks at the time, besides 2 of them. And this guy was pretty young back then, 2012.
Aaron Rodgers.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we need three
Dude,
quarterbers, one
3 quarterbacks,
one defensive player.
three quarterbacks. I will say the last remaining quarterbacks on this list. Let's see here. 2 have played in the Super Bowl. 1 has won a Super Bowl.
Cam Newton
Cam Newton, number 9.
and
1 has won 2 Super Bowls.
Flacco.
no, Eli Manning.
Eli Manning. Flacco hasn't won 2 Super Bowls.
He didn't win a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl. Though, so
all
Peyton.
right. Yeah,
So now we're just
Eli Manning.
missing a quarterback and a linebacker.
Yeah.
So one more quarterback.
One more quarterback and a linebacker.
I don't know if we're gonna guess a linebacker.
Think of during the time he played in New York. This quarterback, short stint in New York,
Jets.
played for the Jets.
Butt fumble.
Are you serious?
No,
Huh?
it wasn't him.
Oh.
That wasn't Mark Sanchez.
Oh.
The Jets.
We
2012.
2012. We just talked about the guy actually.
We did.
Yeah, he beat the Chiefs when he was a Bronco.
Tebow.
Tebow.
Wow. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Now you got a linebacker.
Yeah.
Think of who was a dog in 2012. Would you like the team? That'll give it away. 49ers.
Oh, you're talking about what's they were retired early?
No, he's talking.
Yeah. That's
No,
wouldn't give his jersey to Ray Lewis.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
That's not the guy.
No, this wasn't him.
Wait, who are you talking about? then?
He's probably. I think he might be younger than Ray Lewis. Honestly.
This guy, he's big, muscular, dude. He's got like these traps, bro, or whatever.
Played for the 49ers. Played linebacker.
Yes, I can't think of
Played
his
with
name.
Frank Gore.
I know.
All right, man. Y'all
No,
cannot
stop!
complete
Don't
a
say
list.
it! Don't say it! I know it.
Brandon's googling it.
I'm lost, bro.
Is it Takeo Spikes?
No,
No. Hey, did you know he had a brother?
No, I didn't know that.
he's got a podcast. I know that.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, him and somebody.
Yeah, I'm out.
Patrick Willis. Come on, man. Everybody knows that.
God.
God,
See,
damn.
it sucks when you hear it and you
Number
know
7.
it. You know.
Number 7.
That's what I said. It was Patrick Willis that wouldn't give his jersey to Ray Lewis.
No, it wasn't Patrick. Was it?
Yeah, it was Patrick Willis. He wouldn't give his jersey to Ray Lewis because I don't know why.
Like you think like after a game?
It was after a game.
Oh, I
Ray
thought you
Lewis
meant like
won
wouldn't
the-
give him the number. Like,
No.
when they were-
Ray
I was
Lewis
like,
was won the jersey, and he was like, nah, I can't do that because I guess the equipment people back that's one
then they
thing.
didn't play.
Like right now, they still the equipment managers don't like when they give the jerseys to the other players
'cause
after
it-
games.
well,
Like they hate
it,
that.
It
shit.
costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, also I didn't realize. I was watching one of the podcasts. He was a linebacker. He's actually a linebacker coach for the Seahawks now, but he played for the Titans. They got a real funny podcast actually. But they were talking about like the equipment check guy. I guess everybody in the league hates that guy. There's like a guy with a clipboard and they run out and they like fucking harass him because his socks ain't tucked in or he's got on tights. Like apparently there's like an equipment check guy that checks every player as he's coming out.
So I didn't know
there.
if you guys noticed, but Tyreek Hill's been fined every single game.
Oh, because he wears tights. He doesn't wear. He don't
no,
wear socks.
because he doesn't wear those socks.
Yeah.
and he just pays the fine.
Well, he's got enough money to do it.
Yeah.
All right, last list. This will be this is another fun one. Can you give me top 10 touchdown leaders, non-offensive touchdown leaders? Top 10 of all time.
Not
What?
non-offense.
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 So you talking about they I don't know, maybe they're
Interception
scoring on
return or
defense.
fumble.
These guys
or-
scored touchdowns either by punt returns or by defensive touchdowns
Well,
or kickoff returns.
prime time's in that list.
Is it?
Number two on the list.
Which means
Devin Hester.
Devin Hester's on that list.
Number 1 with 20.
Yeah.
20 non-offensive touchdowns. Them is numbers.
I hate to say, is Dante Hall on there?
Dante, number 11.
Ooh, just missed it.
Just missed it.
Okay,
Just missed it. One of the guys, I'm not gonna lie, I've never even heard of.
Oh,
So
man.
good luck. He retired before I was born.
Just throw one thing out there too.
10 is a lot.
Dominique printed this shit off.
Well,
he did this
wait,
at work.
well,
he did this at work.
I did it here. I did it last night here because I can't use my phone.
Uh,
I didn't want to write it down. I was like, let me just print off these lists real quick.
uh,
All right, so you got Devin Hester, Deion Sanders.
yeah.
That's all you got. One of these guys was referred to, if you ever saw an old YouTube video, one of the hardest hitting safeties in the league. Put the team on my back. You ever seen that video?
Yeah. I can't think. It wasn't Charles Woodson, was it?
He's on the list.
Charles Woodson on the list?
No, he's not. I lied.
What?
Oh, yeah, he is. 13. He's number 10.
Not,
He's actually tied for 6th. There's 5 guys tied for 6th.
okay.
He played for the Eagles.
Oh, Dawkins.
Nope.
Ryan Dawkins?
He is not on the list.
I didn't think he got a lot of interceptions anyways.
Is Ed Reed on there?
Ed Reed is 13.
Jeez.
And I'm pretty sure he played for the Eagles. I could be
wait,
wrong.
he's number 13, Ed Reed is?
No, he's 13 touchdowns, non-offensive touchdowns.
But
So
is he
Ed Reed
top
is on the top 10?
10?
Yeah, top 10.
Oh, okay.
You got to say that.
Yeah.
So this guy played for the Eagles. So you got Charles Woodson, Ed Reed, Deion Sanders, and Devin Hester.
Played for the Eagles?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he played for the Eagles.
I don't think he played for the Eagles. If he's a DB,
A DB played for the Eagles. It's
Not
not
there.
Brian Dawkins.
97
guy.
97 to
not named
2010. I thought he played
Brian
for the Eagles.
Dawkins was the hardest hitting motherfucker.
I thought he played
on
for the
that
Eagles,
team.
man. I thought he played for the Eagles, man. Maybe he played for the 49ers. No, he might have played for the Sea. I don't know.
Well, Ronte Barber.
Rondé Barber?
Rondé Barber, sorry.
Yeah, are you looking at the list?
No.
You cheating? He's on the
No,
list.
he is?
Number 4, actually. 14.
He played. I mean, he's a DB.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of DBs that played for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually the only DB
You
on the
know
list
who-
that played
you
with
know-
one team.
You know who didn't really get a lot of interceptions though? But I'm about to say his name, Champ Bailey.
Not on the list.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
was a good cover quarterback. He
Yeah.
doesn't.
It's the same thing like with Revis.
He didn't
Yeah,
even crack
Darrell
the
Reeves
top.
is probably not on
He
there
didn't even
either.
crack the
Yeah.
top 20.
Yeah, Darrell Reeves is not on there.
No.
No.
Yeah, 'cause he didn't-
Richard Sherman
again-
wouldn't be on there.
I'm not gonna lie. This guy played from 2012 to 2022, and he's got 10. And I'm gonna lie. I'm a football guy. I don't know who the hell this guy is. His name is Jack Rabbit Jenkins.
Oh, yeah. He played for the Giants.
He played
Yeah.
for 5 teams.
Yeah. But I think it's most notably for the Giants.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
So you got Deion, Devin, you got Rondé Barber, Ed Reed, and Charles Woodson.
Palomalu?
Not on the list. Man, you guys suck.
you're looking at the list.
You guys suck.
Charles, you said Charles Woodson.
There's another
What
Woodson.
about-
There's another Woodson on the list.
Rob Woodson.
Rod Woodson,
Yeah.
number 3, 17. 17
Um,
touchdowns. And you got Rondé Barber.
Dale Green.
Nope. I'll give you one. Lamar Parrish.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
That's the
Yeah.
one. That's the one we weren't gonna guess.
Yeah. He played from 1970 to 1982.
Yeah.
Dale,
Would have
where
never guessed that guy.
Dale Green ain't on there?
No,
Dang.
he's not even on the list.
I thought he got a lot of picks.
He did not.
I'm out on this list.
All right. Devin Hester, Deion Sanders, Rod Woodson, Rondé Barber. Number 5, Brian Mitchell.
Mm.
Arenas Williams.
Sounds like a chick.
And then,
Arenas Williams was played for Arizona.
well, he was a hard hitter. Darren Sharper.
Darren Sharper. Yeah.
I thought he played for the Eagles.
No, he played for the Saints.
Saints. Yeah, Saints. Okay. Yes. He played with the Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Who else? You think you're missing one, ain't you?
No, I gave you 10. Devin Hester, Deion Sanders, Rod Woodson, Rondé Barber, Brian Mitchell, Lamar Parrish, Ed Reed, Darren Sharper, Arenas Williams, and Charles Woodson.
Oh.
Dante Hall, number 11, though. Ken Houston, Eric Metcalf.
Yeah, I mean,
Lim
Gary
Barney.
He might be. So Dante Hall was going off. He had a 3-year stretch where he was just.
I just missed
It was
about
stupid.
one, man.
But he was going
He was
off.
11
He was
instead
going
of 10.
off as a special teams player, though.
Yeah.
Like, he was never a good receiver.
Well, he was never a bad receiver. but
No, he was
No.
a Sky Moore.
Sky Moore wishes he was. Hey, let's be honest. Like, I mean,
Yeah, no, I think Chiefs fans get the illusion of like a guy returned punts and he was the greatest ever. And don't get me wrong, he's in the Chiefs Ring of Honor and all that stuff, but he was not a great receiver. Cool guy though, real small. He drove an Escalade, red Escalade with spinners on it. I remember he came to one of my football practices.
Oh,
It was pretty cool.
all right.
Back remember when spinners was the thing?
Waste of money.
Spree wells, man, spree wells. Anything else?
I think that's. I don't know.
no, I think I said all my interesting facts. I mean,
Your interesting facts.
that's the most interesting thing I looked up prior to this thing was that Jerry Rice getting 22 touchdowns in 12 games. Like
yeah.
if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I would not believe that he did that in 12
Yeah.
games. Like that's
Again,
in a run first system. Like,
again, I will say it again. The juice. 2,000 yards in a 14-game stretch.
That
is, I don't think that's ever been done.
But even some of the 16 games, like I think LT got like 28, 29. Priest Holmes,
31.
maybe,
I thought.
yeah, something like that. So that's still impressive, man.
Priest Holmes ran behind arguably one of the greatest offensive lines of all time, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Larry Allen. I mean, Willie Rolfe. I mean, and he had Trent Richardson as a fullback. You know, that was so.
Here's another interesting fact that I found out. Do you know what person or what year it was when the last first round draft pick for at quarterback for the Saints? Who was the last person the Saints drafted at quarterback in the first round?
It had to be in the 90s or the 80s.
You know who it was?
I have no
It
clue.
wasn't Drew Brees. He got drafted to the LA.
Chargers.
Yeah.
This is gonna blow your fucking mind. The last first round draft pick
Was it Taysom Hill?
quarterback for
Taysom Hill's first round?
I don't know.
the last
I don't think so.
first round draft pick
All right, we heard
quarterback
you.
for the Saints.
Was it Eli Manning?
Archie Manning.
Oh,
Damn.
Yes, that's the last time they drafted a quarterback in
Wow.
the first fucking round. That's why the Saints are absolute garbage of an organization. You heard me say it.
Wow.
That's bad, dude. That is terrible.
I think there's not but again, great quarterbacks are slim pickings.
You got to be in position.
Yeah, man. Like they're
to do
slim
that,
pickings.
though. You really do.
You want to see how many times they had a top 10 pick?
Yeah,
since,
but who-
since
but-
1978 or whatever it was.
But
But
they
did
also
they-
had Drew.
did they-
They also had Drew Brees for 15
Yeah.
fucking years.
Yeah, that was recently. Like they still. All right, what they have last year? They had a top 20 pick last year. Still didn't take quarterback.
I don't know.
Who was available though?
Well, they already signed Carr before draft, I believe.
Yeah.
Who they're booing?
Huh,
Who they are booing?
bro? It's. I was like,
thought Derek Carr was going to get a
damn.
fresh start, man, but apparently not. I mean, the Chiefs arguably haven't. They've drafted in a 40-year time span. This shows you how hard it is to hit on draft picks. The Chiefs have drafted 3 good receivers, 4, in the last 30-plus years. Rashee Rice, I'll put in that category.
I don't know.
And again,
Yeah,
he's a
I don't
one-year guy, so 3.
Yeah.
You have Joe Horn, you have Dwayne Bowe, and you have Tyreek Hill. That's it. Those are the only guys you've drafted in the last 30 years that have panned out to be good.
Another interesting fact is the Jets versus Philadelphia Eagles record.
Oh,
All
it's
time.
insane. I don't think they've beat them. I
They've
think
never-
they've never. Yeah,
Never beat them. How the fuck does that happen?
it's like a 30.
How in the hell
Yeah,
does that happen?
What's the record though? They're
like-
in
I
two
don't know-
different.
I don't know what the
they're-
record
They're in
is.
2 different conferences,
It's-
so I wouldn't
but
imagine.
it's like-
I don't think they always were though.
it's like 30-something
Okay.
though. It's like 30-something games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's insane. I saw it.
It's something
But
crazy.
no, I
bro.
think they've never beat them. Is it period or at home?
or it might be. I don't know.
Well, just
but
Google,
it's
Google the
since,
record.
the first time they met was in 1973, and I guess no, maybe they never been in the same league because
They obviously never
It's
play.
only-
They don't play each other every year.
No.
it's
So-
only 12-0.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
to never beat a team.
But face them only 12 times and
12 times over the course
Yeah,
of 40 years,
almost 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
All right, I got one more list. You just want to go through it real quick? This should be pretty easy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, Gary's got things to do, man. We're ending the pod. All right, last, can you give me the top 10 current active quarterbacks leading passing yards, leaders in passing yards? Top 10 active quarterbacks.
That's something I can Google right there.
No, you're not
Are you talking about like for this season?
career.
Oh,
Top 10 active QBs in career passing yards right now.
Oh,
In the league.
active.
Active
Oh,
a career passing yards?
career
Yes.
passing yards.
Active? Well, Aaron Rodgers.
Number 1,
Aaron Rodgers.
Technically active.
59,000.
Joe Flacco.
Yep. Number 4.
Oh, Joe Flacco is active.
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah, I know. When I looked at the list, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, fuck, he's playing.
Probably Patrick Mahomes has got to be in top 10.
Yeah.
Number 11.
Oh,
He's number 11?
Just missed it.
But he will be number 1 here in like 2 years because most of these guys are going to retire. It was crazy. And let's be honest, 2 of the quarterbacks on the list aren't even starting right now. But they're active still. They're on rosters, which I didn't know this guy was on a roster. I forgot all about this guy.
Who's been playing? Matthew Stafford's been playing for a while.
Number
Yeah,
2,
Stafford.
Okay, number 2.
55,000.
Who's on a roster that?
The rest of these guys are starters.
Is golf on there?
Golf is number 9.
Okay.
Goff got more yards than Patrick Mahomes?
I think he's been playing
He's
2016.
2016, he was a starter.
Yeah.
Mahomes is only behind him by 700 yards. So I mean that will change very soon.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who else. Deshaun Watson.
Nope. Number 17.
Dang.
Gary, he ain't
Well, he
played in
did
3
miss.
years.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, yeah.
I mean, but Justin Herbert's got more yards than Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, wait. Who else we got?
Bro, look at who are the current active QBs that have been in the league for a long time. Just go down the gambit of teams. It's not that hard.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Do we go with?
But some
Bills?
of them are.
Josh Allen is
Josh Allen?
number 12.
Yeah.
He was drafted a year after Mahomes.
Oh, what about what's the name of the Bucks?
Baker?
Baker Mayfield.
No. Bro, these quarterbacks have been in the league for 10 plus years. Almost every quarterback.
Oh, Russell Wilson.
Yes, he's
on
number
there.
3.
Okay.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's on there.
You're really testing our brains here, man.
Bro, it's not that hard.
All right,
I'm just going. I'm looking at a map on the.
One guy is on a roster, but he is out for the season.
I said Aaron Rodgers.
That doesn't help us.
He's out for the season. His fucking backup we thought was going to be good. He was good for 2 games, and now he's been benched. He's the third string quarterback.
Oh, Vikings.
Oh, Kirk Cousins.
I don't even want to say his
Number
name.
5.
Voldemort.
Number 6 we just talked about.
Number 6.
He's played for 2 teams.
Okay.
Oh,
AFC
Derek Carr.
and Derek Carr.
Okay.
Number 7, it's going to be a little tough because I forgot this guy played football. He was once pretty good.
Marcus Mariota.
No.
No.
Come on, man. This guy actually took Marcus Mariota's job.
Oh, Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, he's
Jared
not
Goff, you're
playing.
missing 2.
Missing
Missing
2.
2. AFC, NFC.
Famous Jameis.
No.
Ooh.
Number 14.
Wait, you said the 2 are in the AFC?
One is
one's
AFC, one is
Oh,
NFC.
okay.
Are they starting right now?
One is starting, one is not.
Okay.
One is an MVP candidate. Theoretically.
Lamar?
No. Look, come on.
I'm like, well, he's been 2018 or something.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Patrick Mahomes in the top 10.
you're
You
right.
think-
Yeah, passing yards, yeah.
Tua. I'm
No.
just saying. You said MVP
Tua
candidate.
can't.
We just talked about the guy. I mean, I don't think he's an MVP candidate, but we were like, would he be in consideration if Lamar's in consideration? He's an NFC quarterback, and the other guy does not start anymore. Come on, man.
I mean, you're looking at the list, bro.
But
I
it's
know,
not
so
that
it's-
hard.
It's easy for you when you know it.
I know.
Not that hard. Come with something next week. I'll test my luck.
I can do that.
He's an
All
NFC
right.
quarterback, man.
All right, NFC quarterbacks
Come on.
that
Hey, who's
are
the
top
backup
10
in
active.
Who's the backup in Carolina?
I don't know.
You might be onto something.
Is it?
Red hair.
You might be onto something.
Who's the back?
Who do you think his name?
Who did he start for?
Is it Andy Dalton?
Andy Dalton. There you
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
And the other one, NFC
go.
starting quarterback.
I mean, how many quarterbacks right now in the NFC have been
No,
playing?
that's-
Who have been
that's
starting?
AFC.
Have been starting for?
You thinking about AFC
No,
now?
no.
Oh, he said
Andy
NFC.
Dalton played in the AFC. He played for Cincinnati.
Oh,
So now
so you counted him as the AFC guy? So now we got.
Well,
something
yeah. I
going
mean,
on.
are you really counting him as a Carolina Panthers quarterback?
He's a Carolina Panthers quarterback.
He's an active quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. I mean, come on, run the gambit of current NFC quarterbacks that will be on this list.
Okay. So
Like,
that would be on
come
the
on.
list. That's the
But in the
that's
top 10 that have been playing
that's
for
the
5,
filter.
that have been playing
Oh,
for 5
Dak.
yes, come on.
Oh yeah.
Dak.
Dak.
Come
Can't
on.
forget about Dak.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We're having brain farts.
It was like
this
pulling teeth.
morning.
And I'm the hungover guy.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Oh, it's tough when you can't look at your stuff.
It's not that tough. Now you're looking back on it, you're like, oh yeah, Dak, Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton would have been the only one I would have probably never guessed because I forgot he was an active quarterback. So, hey, great podcast, guys. Great being back together. We'll do it again sometime soon.
Yes, hopefully.
You know, I know Gary's got a J. He's got things to do, people to see, hands to shake. Apparently,
Babies to kiss.
meat to beat. All right, man. We'll see y'all later.